Hello.
Hello. Hi everybody. Week 9
Oh my goodness.
of the lockdown. Absolutely incredible. Oh, do you know what sort of weekend you had? I actually...
It was quite
traumatizing.
It was very traumatizing for Paul, but it was great entertainment for
Well,
me.
what happened was I recorded a talk for Thriving Life in Newton Arts, which you can get on their website or on YouTube. It's brilliant.
As you advertise
Yes,
yourself.
as I advertise myself.
There are other sermons available.
Yes. Including one of yours, actually. Well, just a second. Well, it's not all about you. Anyway, just a quick one. I watched it, and I was absolutely horrified at the number of times I said actually, and every time I said actually, I would go, no, just stop that.
And then you decided you needed to have a bit of plastic surgery.
Yes, my
as well.
head. This is okay. When you're like this here, but when I went sideways, I mean, it's Turkey City here. It really is. So I'm gonna get I've decided I'm saving up. So if you send your donations to the Paul and Priscilla show to get Paul a facelift. Anyway, and it's my birthday tomorrow.
So yes, he's feeling his age, but it was highly entertaining. But having said that,
we watched CFC as well.
We went to church. We
sang
and we joined in the worship, and actually we listened to
Actually,
I said it.
I know.
We listened to Charlotte Curran, who is our teaching pastor, and it really struck me. She was talking about people who have perhaps a crisis of faith or going through this time of crisis. And so she was making an appeal for people, or a crisis of failure, making an appeal for people, to come back to the Lord if they had decided that they couldn't follow the Lord anymore. And I found it very moving. But I think the thing that struck me the most was, your walk with God is important. What she was saying was, you might think, I'm not following God at the minute, and that's not, it's only me.
Or being careless.
Yes, it's not important. But the point that she made struck my heart. It is really important, and it's important for you, and it's important because God has a purpose for your life, and it's important for those people that you influence. And I think having a relationship with Jesus gives such dignity to us as human beings, because God says, I do see you. I was reading actually the Psalm this morning.
Actually.
There, I've said it twice, so I can't really point the finger at you. And it says, from heaven the Lord looks down and sees all mankind from his dwelling place. He watches all who live on the earth. So he does see us, and he regards us, and how we respond to him really counts. It really matters. And I think that gives such worth and value to our lives, that what we do with our lives really has purpose and can make an enormous difference, not just for us as individuals, but for everything else that God wants to do in us and through us. So I've just been thinking about that and meditating on it, and it's really just.
Well, I feel a poem coming on.
No, we have no poem.
No, me.
Oh, you?
Excuse me. John Donne, no man is an island.
This is true.
That's all I know. That's it. But actually, it said twice. It says something about who we are as people. That we kind of see ourselves as it's just about me and Jesus and my relationship, and it's only my business and it doesn't affect anybody. But the reality is, it's a wider scope than we could ever know. When you go to the book of Ruth, Abimelech takes his wife Naomi and their 2 sons, and they leave Bethlehem, which is a house of bread, and they go, which was in a famine, and they go to Moab. And of course, Moab was the land of the enemy, the land where they were hostile to them at all times. But they go there, and somewhere along the line, Abimelech and the 2 boys die. And they never got back again. And I don't want to spiritualize it too much, but it's important that what you do, what I do, it affects our children, and it affects our grandchildren. Do not underestimate the power of a life well lived for God. We were in South Africa a few years ago, and we got to go, and I got to speak at an after dinner speech. It wasn't just Christians. Remember that? In a very fancy vineyard, beautiful meal, and it was wealthy donors to a particular charity. And one of the things that I remember saying, which I hadn't really planned to say, I said, by supporting these children, you not only change their lives, but you change their children's lives, their grandchildren's lives, their great-grandchildren's lives, and the impact that one life can have, and some simple decisions that you get to make affects and impacts not only your life. So I always find it really challenging. And yesterday, again with Charlotte, her talking about Moses, the impact that your life can have. And I think we in this time of lock-up, it's a good time to re-examine, not to look inward, but to re-examine ourselves and to say, I'm going to walk with God, because the impact that we have affects many, many lives.
Yes, not to underestimate the impact you have. It's a bit like the song, The Blessing, that as they are blessing us by singing that, they're saying it's for your children and for your children's children. And so exactly. If blessing can be carried down through the generations, then, if we withhold things from the Lord, surely that must, like as you said about the story of Ruth. And it's interesting, you said that they went during a time of famine. So maybe during times of pressure, it is really important to think about how we're living our lives and what we're modelling out to our children and to our children's children as well.
So don't go to Moab.
Well, we're not allowed to go anywhere.
No, that's true. We're definitely not going to Moab. Anyway, look, you keep safe. We'll maybe head off to a garden centre or something exciting like that. I might send you in because I don't do gardening. Anyway, God bless you. See you Wednesday.